Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Manoj Networking, and here I'll discuss mainly about the network related concepts and its technologies. And as part of that, today we'll see what is a router or layer 3 router. So basically router is a well-known term. So it is a layer 3 device of OSI model. So layer 3 is nothing but the network layer of OSI model. So here the PDUs, you will call it as a packets. So whatever the data that your router is handling, everything will come and go in the form of packets only. So routers always look for the IP addresses of the devices, and this is how an IP address, IPv4 address will be looking like. So unlike switches will use MAC addresses, routers will use IP addresses to identify the devices. So vendors again, so who will produce the or who will manufacture the routers? So Cisco, Juniper, Netgear, Huawei, etc. Again, there are so many players in the market. I have just named a few. So since we have learned about the layer 2 switches, so for layer 2 switches, mostly the uplinks will be routers only. So the end user connections from all the end devices will come to switch, and from switch it will go to router. And router builds its own routing table. So this is the command we can see, show IP route. So if you run show IP route in any of the router, we can see what IP routing table that particular router is learning. So router has the capability to build the routing table. And routing protocols, so router can do static routing, it can do dynamic routing, it can do default routing. So I'll explain about all these terminologies in upcoming sessions about what is a static routing, dynamic routing, followed by default routing. So switches basically it have many ports, 24 or 48, whereas for routers you will get limited slots only. So it will not come with many ports, and routers will determine the best path for each packet, and it can forward the packet to correct destination. So even though the router has 10 destinations, it has a capability to identify where that particular packet to go with the help of show IP routing table, and it can deliver the packet to the destination correctly. And routers can talk to multiple networks and store the routing information. So routers, we also can use that as a DHCP servers. So router has an functionality, we need to configure some commands. So once you configure some commands, it has a capability to work as a DHCP server also, and it can assign the IP addresses to the devices. So shortly I'll be doing videos on DHCP servers also. So there I'll explain more about the DHCP servers and its uses. And this is how an Cisco router will be looking like. This is an hardware model 890 series integrated routers, also called as IRS routers, ISR routers. Okay, so this is a integrated series routers, and this is how it will be. And here you will be having console port. So if any one of you know about console, please comment on the YouTube. I'll not explain what is a console, but for switch or for router, console ports will come. And rules to assign the IP addresses, rules to assign the IPs to the routers. So both the routers facing each other, they must be from same subnet mask. So this is very important. If you have two routers A and B, and if they both are connected, whatever the interfaces they are connected, they both must be from same network and same subnet mask. All the interfaces of the routers must be in different network. Like let's say for any router, it has 3 interfaces or it has 4 interfaces, and all the interfaces, they must and should be in the different networks, then only it will work. So moving further for SFP, this is also very important. So many people will not cover about SFPs. So SFP stands for small factory pluggable. So this plays an vital role in the data centers or in the router stacking, since routers will be like, staying different, I mean too much of distance. So now this SFPs we need to insert onto the router, so that this SFP has access to add the signal strength. So you can see this is an optical fiber cable. One end it will go to router, other end it will go to the switch or router. So that this SFP will ensure the data integrity is happening. So it can increase the signal strength, so that my routers, even though they are far, they can talk. That is all for this video. Thank you.